Hey, good evening. Here's another episode of the market recap. Today is the 26th of September, 2025. Right, we do actually have, wow, two more trading days to September. It's been an amazing journey. September is known to be a very a bearish month, filled with volatility, but I would like to think September has been fairly stable, apart from the odd few days. So let me just share my screen. What can I see? Right, I still have this on. Okay, look at the cues. So if we look at the last few days, this week, so this week had a few down days, last 3 days, but it's up today. So of course, overall, the week overall ended in a red. Okay, we woke up first and foremost, boom, this morning. This was President Trump, the usual tariffs, I guess. I wouldn't say we used to fully, but yeah, it's a great country. So truck manufacturers from unfair outside competition are being imposing as of 1st of October, 25% tariff on all heavy big trucks made in other parts of the world. So yes, that's one. And then of course, on the other side, there's another note there, a 50% tariff on all kitchen cabinets, bathroom, etc. So, and furniture, of course, which is, the reason is the large scale flooding of these products into the United States by other outside countries. It's a very unfair practice, but we must protect for national security and other reasons our manufacturing process. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And I thought Wayfair was going down, but all of a sudden there was a sudden all of a sudden there was a sudden reversal, and also it did get an upgrade. So that's how that played out. Again, this morning we had Tesla. Tesla had a huge, massive price bump from Dan Ives with a target of 600, and I was seeing lots of flows actually, with calls for 500. So I'm not going to bet against Tesla, not breaking its all-time high for 500. So yes, that's another one right there. And the setup seems to be there. It's, extremely bullish and it's just about to gap up again for next week. So we're going to pay attention to that one. What else is happening? Intel surges on investment news and a strong PC market. Intel has been having an amazing month. I mean, I sent a tweet out about Intel, which has been the abandoned child, now being the foster child, which has been pet at the White House. Again, also we had TikTok, which has been valued at 14 billion in a proposed deal, which is actually strange. I mean, TikTok being valued at the same price as Snapchat. Isn't that strange? Many people disagree with that. I wouldn't say I know much about the valuation really, but it's quite strange. If you're going to value Snapchat at 14 billion, which, it's a losing business. Of course, I don't know about the revenue of TikTok or profit, or profitability, but also Snapchat being valued the same at the same price. So that's something which many, of course, do disagree with. I don't know if it's just TikTok USA, but anyway, it's $14 billion price. Again, Paramount Sky, P-Sky, the name legal chief, which is not a big deal for me really. Netflix exclusively stream MLB, Yankees versus Giants. I haven't actually looked at Netflix in a while. How are they doing? Let's see. Netflix in a while. Yep, it's kind of just closed down from all-time highs, but yeah, it's been a bit stable at this price for a few months now. So consolidation. Okay, then Oklo, Oklo retreats from record high. It's quite funny actually because we do have inside selling, which has been going on with Oklo, and look at that. But again, this I think is necessary or needed for the future. Look, extremely important. One thing I'm going to say is that this stock has actually come from a low of $5. just about a year ago, and it's just done 20x. So it's a deserved drop at the moment. I think, nuclear is a big sector in future, very much needed. Another thing I was going to say is, I mean, it's just about 16 billion, but they're not generating any profits at the moment. Again, that's on the fundamental side. On the trading side, for me, this is not even a long at all. Look, one thing you've got to understand is if you are buying something from the top 17th floor, how much more do you think it will go? Allow things to relax a little bit before you get in again. Another one was cost. I think cost had their earnings, which I believe was wow. It's quite disappointing right there. Yeah, it was a double beat, I believe. But there's one thing here they mentioned. They said the cost said they plan to open dozens of warehouse in fiscal year 2026. So this, I believe, there's actually a lot of value in here. Cost has actually been having an amazing run over the few years, but we shall see how it plays out. Open is one I've been looking at. Should I call it the retail darling? Open is actually just again, it's hard, isn't it? It's made a huge surge and then down and then so it's undecided. It's not really sure where it's going. But then again, look, this has gone from 50 cents and hits $10 this year. So we'll keep monitoring that. But I'm not interested in open to be fair. So. Also, AI models, Meta in talks with Google on using Gemini. People want to shrink away from this uncertainty, but there's something about this market, which is the uncertainty. The uncertainty, it's actually dull. People want to shrink away from it, but we can't. I think we need uncertainty in this market. It's extremely important because I think there's a quote I made here, which is it's uncertainty that makes the world really fun. You've got to understand the three things that you need to learn if you're going to take this away from me. The markets work, costs do matter, and of course, diversification is your body. Whatever you're going to do for the weekend, I hope everyone gets a great weekend. We re-energize ourselves and we start again next week. But I'm not going to leave without mentioning the PCE today. Um, it is actually good. It shows that the market is still very much strong, and that's why we were able to have that reversal in today again. So PCE year on year and month on month, there's not really much for cause for concern. So again, personally, do I think the Fed should be cutting rates? I don't know, but on a personal note, if you ask me, I think no, because economy is still very strong. So and all data is saying that this is still very strong. So I'm not sure if Powell will still cut rates going into the next meeting when they have. But I think there was something else I wanted to look at. Oh, yeah. So if you're going to look at oil as well, that was an amazing run today. Oil hit 65. I mean, this is just crazy and it's not done. Look at that. Oil had a great run today. It ran all the way to 65. In fact, it touched 66 at some point. I could see that here. Yeah, oil touched 66 right there at some point today. That is a great one. I think I've been talking about oil all week. Oil is something I'm actually interested in very much. So yeah, and he did hit 60, sorry, he did hit 66 today. So yes, that's a great run. Like I said again, the macros are bearish, but personally for me, I think I'm going with the technicals. You've got to be able to find a good balance with the macros when the macros meet the technicals, and you've got to be able to find a good balance. In this case, I think oil played out greatly. Also, the if you look on the forex side, this is one I've been looking at, this major, the cable. It's actually been collapsing for a while now, the sterling. But that was a great pullback we had today. And of course, with the markets, we saw that the dollar's actually been collapsing by a lot. If you're going to go from 17th of September, the dollar's actually been down by yeah, just about almost 3%. And that's a reflection in the dollar. Sorry, the sterling's been down by 3%. That's a reflection in the dollar as well. And if you look at the dollar started climbing today, but based on that, it dropped a little bit. I think that's a consolidation. I really think this market will at some point. If you're going to look out, this market will drop at some point. We need the consult. We need down so we can go higher. So yep, the targets for S&P for the rest of the year, I'm not putting any target at all, but I'm just going day as it comes. And of course, my investment is ongoing as well. So if you don't know what to do, guys, it's very important. Go out there, seek help, or reach out. Okay. Hope everyone has a great weekend and take some rest. Enjoy.